So you do the whole thing. You do your own production, mastering, mixing, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Self-taught.
Yeah. Then I did also I did go to school, so I did study. You know what I'm saying?
Boston.
Yeah. So bit of both, but mostly it's just me cooking here and then working with. Listen.
Fit relax.
Don't ask too many questions.
Watermelon. How you hard on the outside but soft on the inside? Watermelon. Watermelon. How you hard on the outside?
What's going on,
but soft the
everybody?
inside? Watermelon.
We're back. Highly Baked Individual, Season 3. We're back with conversations. We are here with our brother, Ndabezimnandi. What's going on, bro?
You good, brother?
I'm Nandi. Easy. So the first thing that we have to ask him is, my bro, when it comes to choosing your name, Ndabezimnandi, what's the background? What's the story with that, bro?
Well, I didn't choose it, dog, to be honest. Like, I didn't choose it. It's government name.
Government name.
Yeah, like Pops gave me the name Ndabezimnandi. And you know, like obviously when you're a kid and you're growing up, it's like having a name like that is not.
It's not common.
Yeah, you know, kids, dog, are crazy, dog. You know, so
Heartless.
exactly. So first when it started out, I didn't really like using the name. I had a second name, Tapel.
Yeah, sure.
So I always wanted to use that name, but like it was like Ndabe. It's like good news, you know, all that shit. But it's like as you grow older, you learn to appreciate it. I think I had a lot of different nicknames also coming up, even when I started with the music, and until I then had that full circle moment, like Ndabezimnandi is actually that's a good name. Like that's a strong name that you can give to your kid. I'm saying it should be good news.
So let me ask you this: when you started going into your element in terms of the passport, the ID.
Do you want to see my prison tattoo? Show me, nigga. Oh!
It is, dog.
That is that.
Hey.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's dope, bro. Because I'm used to artists like. Actually, I should apologize for assuming for that's a stage name instead of government name.
No.
I'm sure you get it a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I was assuming Uti, like every other rapper on my party. Nah, it just speaks to your uniqueness. So every rapper on my party, when they get into music, they always start off by making up a name for themselves, that they're gonna attach to their brand. So that's dope, man. That's dope. Okay. So here's another follow-up question, right? I hear your freestyles a lot. Oshama freestyle mapaya, because on our platforms, one of the number of freestyle mapaya, and the element there that it's more storytelling, it's more, poetry, there's always a deliberate message behind the kind of freestyles that you put out. So we just want to know who inspires you when you're making your music.
Hey man, like for me, like I love rap. Like I think it's been that way. I think when my first encounter obviously with music, it's obviously when you're growing up, it was house back in the day, like the Soul Candy days and whatnot. So when I first got introduced to like rap, it was not necessarily like people get into rap, they listen to like Park and Big and stuff like that, but then like I fell in love with the commercial stuff and then went back to like the conscious raps. So that really I think that kind of played a part in developing me as a musician, because I liked the hip hop music, but then when you first you fall in love with something and then you realize that it gets deeper, like there's more layers to the stuff. So I don't necessarily have a specific artist that I'll say inspires me, but I listen to like I do listen to like conscious guys, so or Common, or Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
But I loved the commercial stuff. So Wheezy was also a big influence, you know.
Yeah.
And then SA as well, man. We have like so many dope rappers that also inspire me. Even the newer guys, like you know, when you spoke about the freestyles at the time, I think it was when Stogie T actually came with that whole Freestyle Friday thing. So what happened is like he dropped like a instrumental, and he'd like get people that he'd host on his platform that they'd rap, right? So he'd drop a freestyle, and then he'd choose people to rap, and then he'd host these lives where like niggas actually like audition to actually be on the Freestyle Friday. So I had like I remember there was one Friday. There's like a queue, like so you request I needed to join the live. I'd request. They never chose me.
Yeah.
I'd request. Yeah. Then one time I was like, okay, dog you up. Connection, yeah, paid, that's why. I'm rapping, I'm seeing our screen is frozen. It's nothing. Stogie roasted me, dog. It's like, oh.
If I catch you, what's inside of you? Will it scream Suwu or Dada-do? Is it enough for your next W? What are you, cuddle you, model you? As the next best thing, bottle you, order you, model.
So it was like, from there I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna take the beats that he then drops for his Freestyle Fridays and do my own Freestyle Fridays and post that. You know what I'm saying? So that's then what I did. You know, so every week, if they're doing a specific beat, I'm gonna find that beat that morning, and I'm gonna rap to it, make sure I post it that very same day. You know, so that also is a great way to train, I think, your like skill, you know,
as a rapper.
Freestyles are great. You know, I think maybe we don't really focus on them anymore, or we don't really now focus or still have that same passion for the art of actually doing the free, you know. So I think at that time I really was in true form, like as far as raps go. You understand? Yeah.
At your rawest form. So tell us, bro. In terms of the freestyles that you've posted on our platform, right?
Yeah.
Because in Bonogut there's quite a few. Which one was your favorite to make? Stay Scheming? Was it 100K? Which one did you enjoy the most?
Jeez.
Which one are you most proud of? Yeah.
And there's one that I listened to recently. It was the No Church in the Wild.
The last, okay.
Like, it's funny how intelligence is based on what you know, not what you think. Yeah, so I think like, and that one, I think it might have even been the first one. Stay Scheming, I think it was also very smooth, because I think that one was actually mostly free, because like for me, like I'll build concepts like in my head. You know what I'm saying? So I have like how I build is like on a 4-bar type situation. So I know where the last bar, what the last bar is, and I'm leading myself to that each time.
Okay.
So that's how I do my thing. But I think the 100K freestyle also was, I think most people actually enjoyed that one. You know what I'm saying? But of course, because of that Kwaito element as well. So
it's local. It's our sound.
Yeah.
So tell me, bro, even when you putting together lyrics for your freestyle, it's off the top, okay?
Yeah.
It's most of the time off the top. So the things that you speak about in your freestyle, are they things that you've actually been through, or is it just topics that you like to speak about that you see in your community? A lot of people are going through heartbreaks. A lot of people are going through financial situations. How do you put together your bars, basically?
So it's a bit of both. I think any good rapper will probably take from his own experience, but also it's got to be a social commentary,
of course.
So you got to speak on what you see. You know what I'm saying? It's basically you can't necessarily always talk about yourself, you know what I'm saying? But I think as a great storyteller also you have to be able to actually connect, yeah, and take stories and personalize them so that the person listening to it can also be able to actually put themselves in that space as well.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course, OG. So, as Umchita was a South, tell
Yeah,
us
yeah.
about, let's throw it back a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's have Bali, Ukulele, Ikasi, young son. Where do you, like, Masitu Yakasi, ne? What kind of hood do you connect with the most?
So initially, Kumetuwe.
Metubo,
Yeah.
so it's okay.
So probably born, raised there, but moved to southern suburbs like fairly early. So
Okay.
right about, I was probably 8.
Okay.
So from there, I think we still have ties because we still have family at Duwe. We still have a crib. There's still will be my parents who actually have a church that side.
Okay.
So definitely they still go every Sundays, and then every once in a while I'll pop in.
Via now, okay.
Yeah, but however, where the whole love for the South, that concept came about, is actually moving out here. So in Crown Gardens, Ridgeway, and then I went to Winchester Ridge primary school, and then high school I went to St. John.
Okay.
So they're not too far from like where we are right now. So it's basically it was you know, the walking distance, and you know, like you always connect. Especially, I think even as Amachita, we have that culture of like you know, niggas will always find each other. Like if there's niggas who stay in the same area, so we're always gonna get into, you know, some shit together. It's like, okay, now we're smoking weed now, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So and that's the thing, it's like what I actually like about the South, or being in the South, is that we all know each other.
Yeah.
Like we all know each other. There's ties. Like it's like we homies, either Spumeka Seliwani, or we have mutual friends, or we have like maybe 5 to 10 mutual friends, you know what I'm saying? So very similar in terms of story as well, mindset as well. We get to see like all sides, you know what I'm saying? Like we get to see like the, you know, hard life as well as the good life as well. Yeah. So it's a nice place to be, to actually experience life from.
That's right, because yes, out different types of communities, different types of social standings.
True.
You experience everybody from every dynamic and such. So. But the funny thing is, not you from the South, young Todd. Just a side note. But we've never, young Todd, but then I'm sure if we actually look into each other's homies, people that we relate to, I'm sure
we got mutual friends. Exactly, bro. We got many mutual friends.
Exactly. Exactly. So that also brings me to tell us about how you made it onto the cypher, bro, in 2019. How did that come about?
So, and it was the SA Hip Hop Awards. Well, again, this is also tied to just that culture of like working with people. I think around that time I had just met Pillar Boy K. So just a side note is that obviously I don't walk alone. I don't work alone. So I have pretty much a team of guys. This is Pananabo. So we have myself, there's Pillar Boy K, there's DOX, there's Utumagam Tombini, and there's Wagit as well. So as well as Marlon as well. So like all of us together, we then formed Tape Gang, but that would also be later. However, I was with DOX for a long time. So I met DOX probably, I don't know, it had to be maybe about 2015, maybe, I'm not too sure. But we had gone to the same high school, just maybe like 2 years apart.
Okay.
You know, and while I was making music, there was a friend of mine I was making music with who actually told me that there's a guy who sings.
Okay. Yeah.
Now it's just like, he just said like, nah, there's this nigga who sings. Like, you know, an artist, nothing, you know, no links, nothing. It's just a nigga who sings. Then like later that day, sent me a video of like DX was doing like he was like doing like one of his original songs like on a keyboard playing it.
Okay.
I was like, nah, this nigga sings, dog. Like you didn't say like no, he wasn't lying, but like he's just like, nah, I got a boy who sings, dog. Like
he was nonchalant about
like, yeah, I was just like, maybe this nigga can come into the hook. Like, nah, I don't like working with niggas who don't make music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like working with people like who don't have music out, or like if you're not out there, because there's, you know, sometimes there's a seriousness issue.
Yeah.
You know, like, will you take this seriously? Will the music drop, and so on and so forth. But however, after linking up with DOX, like even that one time, he came to the studio and like he worked the entire time. Like he was recording like the whole time. Like, and I was like, nah, dog.
Yeah.
So then we worked on his project. So just to fast forward, maybe we'll jump into the relationship with DOX later. But basically, he linked up with this guy called TTP. So, and shout out to TTP, man. TTP he's heavily involved in SA Hip Hop Awards, Back to the City Festival, and the SA Hip Hop Museum as well. So at the time, we then linked up with TTP after we'd made DOX's first project. So he was basically our publisher, getting the stuff on TV and radio and all that stuff. And then from there, obviously because he's involved in the SA Hip Hop Awards, he said, you know what, come through to the cypher. You know what I'm saying? I was saying like, okay, you know. And then there, we had met Pillar Boy K at a previous show at Zone 6, like maybe like 2 weeks ago. And then, so obviously, I mean, Pillar Boy K was there. So we basically, I think that also, it just made that connection like even stronger. Like, okay, we definitely all pushing in the same direction now at this point. But there was lots of guys there, man. TSA as well. There's there was so many guys actually that cypher as well. But however, that's basically how I got to the cypher. So it was basically through TTP who basically plugged me. Yeah.
So no more we shy, like how were the nerves, bro? Like were you prepared for it?
Hey man, to be honest, there's always nerves. With everything you do, man, if there's no nerves,
then you don't take it serious.
Dog, you're not in the right place, dog. If you're not you know, because one thing is when you're in a space like that and there's so many rappers, like there's upcoming cats, there's established dudes, there's people coming from KZN, there's people coming from Cape Town, you know, who flew up to come. You know what I'm saying? There's people who are well known, like they are like, you know.
You have to be serious.
Yeah, so you know, with you know, here you're now in the Olympics, in the rap Olympics, you know. So when you're in a space like that, of course nerves are gonna hit you. So I was a bit nervous, but we had some time, we chilled, you know. I connected with the guys, we ciphered. So for everybody to just get the blood flowing.
What Go, where's the phone? Hey, mind you, why you selling, my brother? Relax, go.
So for me, it actually took me like, you know, like I think I had like a first take and then fumble a little bit. So I had to run it back,
of course.
and then once I then did my second take, I went on and on and on and on and on. They actually had to cut it, actually. So they cut it short. Yeah, so they cut it to like, is it a minute? I'm not sure. If it's not a minute or less, right? But like I was going on rapping. They even had to cut the music, you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, bro. I need to Vele, you caught your second win, then you're already in the flow. You knew, I'm that guy, I'm doing this. So let's go back to when you first figured out with you are that guy, you're talented, you know how to rap, bro. When did you experience it? Did it hit you in high school, primary school, or have you been writing for the longest time?
It had to have been high school. I think it was very early on, you know, because when I was in high school, probably like 16, 17, I had a friend and then we used to skate.
Okay.
So he had a song. You know, like when you're in high school and your homie has a song, it's like at the time, like I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know niggas could rap, like could do that, like, you know, like so it was Muzi, went by MUZ, and he would be like, hey dog, listen to this song. And like he was, you know, he'd play the song for everybody. Like he had a song called All the Fly Honeys. Like, and we enjoyed All the Fly Honeys, like we'd pop All the Fly Honeys, like, and like, you know, everybody enjoyed that stuff. Like, so like I experienced, you know, like how his popularity came about through how. And it's like, dog, we can do this. Let's do this. And it's like, nah, dog, like.
So was he the popular guy at high school because Vele you was pushing that artist or recording thing seriously as kid?
Yeah, but you must remember, like right around 2009, 2010, it was like dancing days.
Okay.
You know, so most guys were dancing like like
okay.
Yeah, dog. It was J Squad days, dog. And it's like once the J Squad days started to like die out a little bit, I think it took time before Jen started going to the studio and making music. But you know, so we had like a little bit of a crew, you know. So we were dancing as well. So we'd go around performing at these high schools and whatnot, and things like that. So already there was a network of people that we knew from different schools. So now when you have a song and you distribute it, you know, so it's only a matter of time before you gain like popularity like huge. And there was like those guys SWAT, like those SWAT parties back in the days, pass out.
You remember them?
Yeah. There was a time like there was a time like where they literally had like the house party game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like party in the north, you know.
Yeah.
All those things like from those skating days, then I was like, dog, let's do this thing, dog. Like it'll be just like when we were dancing. We'll make music, we'll do shows.
Yeah.
And like he had it figured out. You know what I'm saying? So one time we go to like the dingiest studio in town, bro. Like that building. I was no we come but to this day, but I has good thing as a small somewhere. Yeah. like I don't know, maybe like my boy the guy was shopping at small maybe, and like he found like some guys like yeah, because like you know, back in those days like that, like your truck feed, baby Milo, things like that. So you'd go to small, dog. If you're not at hip hop joint, you go to small. You know what I'm saying? And then like we went to this place, went up the stairs, you know, and then like we recorded a song. And it's like All the Fly Honeys. The next song was Shorty, What's Your Name? You know what I'm saying? Telling you that. So and then I had a verse on the song, and then like I wrote, so we'd write raps. Like we'd just write. We'd sit and just write. write,
The whole
rap,
time.
write and write. And then until then we then decided, okay, we're gonna go make the song. Wrote the song. There was a guy that we knew who was one of those battle rap cats back in high school.
Okay.
So we decided to put him on the song as well because he had like that poetry vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and then he did verse 3. And at the time we're like, dog, these niggas that have been rapping their whole lives, you know, they, you know, he probably he had like the best verse. I'm just like, whatever. But like for some strange reason, people enjoyed my verse. You know what I'm saying? So then that also gave me that little bit of okay, let's try it again. Then we did another song. So we'd be at this dingy studio probably until 11 p.m.
Just a chance.
Yeah, and then like Bambi at the last taxi at Carlton Center. Like dog, living weird, dangerous. You know what I'm saying? When you think back, it's just like niggas could have been robbed, niggas, you know what I'm saying? But like went, and it was just for the love of trying something new. And then from there, it's like music started circulating, and like you know, they had this thing was called Twit MP3. Yeah, like Twit MP3. It doesn't exist now, but I can tell you like everybody was dropping their stuff on Twit MP3. I'm pretty sure about LT or even like everybody was dropping on Twit MP3, bro. And then we had a song called We Major. We dropped that song, and then that song did like I think like 10K downloads.
Okay, that's wild.
Yeah, like wild.
Yeah.
And now we're everywhere now. Since performing with my Sweet 16, you know, and that's a big like that's a moment like where you're just like, yeah, shit, I can actually do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
So I think that I'm actually grateful for that. Like if like I never took that chance, I probably wouldn't have pursued music moving forward. So that set me like on a path to meet a lot of people and have more moments like that, you know, being on stage, finding your stage presence, playing big shows, going to like different cities also around the country, and seeing how people actually fuck with you when you get there. It's like, oh, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's still many more to come.
Of course, bro.
Yeah.
So let's speak about your first performance. Where was it? How was the crowd like? What did they receive you there, or was it just one of those?
What was the crowd like? First performance I can think back to was like one of those Sweet 16s.
Okay.
There was this girl. She had like a birthday party. I think her name was Zandi. She went to Parktown Girls.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went there, and it's just like a whole bunch of girls though. And it was like, oh shit, yes.
Yeah.
You know, we performed on like a bar. Like, you know, like it was like she had it was her home. You know, I think parents were there and everything, but they had like a little bar at the back.
Section.
Yeah, like yeah, it was a pretty big size, you know, like a nice room, could fit like a whole bunch of people. There was like a pretty decent crowd, and it's nice, dog. When it's ladies, it's nice, dog. Like yeah, they're screaming, you know, like it was. Let's just say it was a good night.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and then yeah, that was also dope. I think they also probably had. Nah, I think it was just us. It was just us that performed. You know,
you were the only show. Okay.
Yeah. So only from there we would then have a moments where it's just like there's a lineup, there's other guys, there's open mics and things like that. But yeah, that was probably like our first show where it's like, oh, okay.
That was the experience. That was a good experience, OG. So okay, bro. I noticed that you posted on your bio that you're invited to perform in the United States as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So passport. So if you were to compare those kind of crowds, how do you have to adjust yourself as an artist just to connect to them and so just to deliver your best performance between this side and
Oh no, actually, sad news. We never got to go. because
Yeah,
of lockdown, COVID, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so never really got to fly out that side.
Okay.
Yeah, even though everything was set out, did make things a little bit difficult. But however, if I had to share like just a difference in crowds, is you definitely need to know your crowd. So if you're performing to like a big crowd, and if you're performing to a small crowd, maybe it's like a bar or something like that, then you need to play to that crowd. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a bigger crowd, you need to hype them up. So we've done, I guess you can say, we'll back to the city. There's Basha Uhuru, there's Zone 6, there's venues like that where it's
Huge crowds.
Huge crowds.
Yeah.
And like most of those people don't even know you.
Yeah.
So you need to play something that's going to hit in midsection. Like you know what I'm saying? So you know, so it's you got to be hyped because you have people here, you have people there. But when you're in more what would be closed off, what would be venues, and it's more intimate, then you can also like, you know, play to those people, rap to the crowd, pull somebody out or point somebody out or get them engaging, and you know what I'm saying?
So that's the skill that you've learned over the years, or
like how to actually manage both crowds. Bigger crowds are easier to move because, you know, if you're doing something, I'm gonna do it. Doesn't matter if we know this person or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move as a crowd, as a unit. So it's easier to engage those people. It's harder to engage a smaller crowd because you literally have to single people out, especially if they don't know you.
You need to connect with them a lot more. There's
You do.
a lot more to do.
Yeah.
I understand, bro. Thank you for that perspective. I don't know if you gents have any questions in the back.
Yeah, so quite a popular question actually, right? So thinking about what's happening in SA now with piano, right, and what that means for South African people. I think especially just before AKA passed, he even was sort of starting to sort of get in, right? You can hear those elements of log drum and all of that in his music. Not to say that he was moving over to piano, but it's definitely changing what music is to South Africans and in South Africans and the way that other people see us, right? So do you think, I definitely don't think hip hop is dead, right? So that's not what I'm asking. But do you think hip hop needs its own sort of subculture to ground it within SA? And how do you think artists like yourself fit into that dynamic within the hip hop scene?
Yeah, that was a mouthful, dog. Yeah, but it's a really good question, and I like questions like that because the answer is very straight, man. It's all music at the end of the day, you know, and it's always good to have something new that really does basically that moves people, that people feel connected to, right? And I love piano, dog. I listen to piano, like, you know, it's ours, dog. And like for me, like I enjoy it so much that I'm not mad. I'd never be mad at it. I think there's always space for music anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So there's a market for everybody. I think there's people who genuinely love and enjoy hip hop who always gravitate towards it. And then there's obviously trends that will come and go, or what would be subgenres that will build their own fan base. I mean, we had Gqom as well, which had its era, but still has its people. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the same with anything. And if you mention people like AKA using elements of the piano in his music, I think that is something that is needed. And I think sometimes I also want to kick myself because I think I slept on you know, that opportunity to actually see how we can play around and fuse that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But however, you know, let's look at artists such as Costa Titch also, you know, also him also rest in peace. There's when Lucas Raps came out with What It Is. That was a big song. That was like a really dope song. And I think I had, even before this song dropped, probably like 3 people sent it to me. You know, like I had like a homie who was a DJ at the time. I don't know how he got the song, but he was like, dog, we need to make something like this.
Yeah.
I was like, nah. It's like, nah, dog, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Then also, I mean, with Upila Boy K, he's also got a relationship with or Lucas Rap, so we also got to hear the song through that as well. So it was a weird thing to witness. Like somebody could come with a brand new sound, and it could like, you know what I'm saying. So it was dope to witness, and I think also when you think about it, right? When I say it's music, it's culture as well. You know, I think we're all the same. We're the same guys. We're all the same bros.
Yeah.
You know, we look the same. We dress the same. We speak the same. You know, and it only makes sense that even with the sound, we shouldn't treat it as any kind of divide. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love piano, dog. I can't even. Yeah, I can't even lie. And where do I see myself? To be honest, like, I have also kind of played around with it, you know what I'm saying, those elements, and I think probably with probably even by the time that this drops, you probably maybe would have heard elements of that also in my sound as well, because to be honest, when I started making music as a producer, right, so I transitioned from rapping to producing. But when I started making music as a producer, I like, in my journey with production, I went back to the fact that I fell in love with house. So I always wanted to rap on like deep house beats. Like that's basically like my my dream from the beginning. So along the lines, things changed. We went more alternative, then went more commercial, then, you know, played around with some kwaito and you know, produced for other people. So got introduced to different elements such as R&B, trap, and how to fuse different sounds, right? Even also worked on some piano productions, whether it's from a mixing perspective or like being in those studio sessions as well. So it was also like I guess a missed opportunity, you know, because now, you know, we have there's artists like Blackie also who've basically championed that sound of Electrum. There's Nigerian bros who are also just like everything that you hear like from Nigeria talks saying Electrum, you understand? And like don't play it, dog. These Nigerian producers are ham. There's so many guys like who send me stuff, like even just like, oh damn, like niggas ain't even from here, but like yeah, they cooking. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's the beauty of music, man, is that we can always play around with it. But as long as in your identity, and we can identify with it, then I think it will always have life, and that life will always make sense.
Cool. Anything from you, Boost?
Yeah, I actually have 2 questions.
Yeah.
The first one was, who would you like to work with? Who's that one person you really like to work with?
One person that I'd love to work with. Definitely would have loved to work with Ricky. Yeah. Ash, dog. Yeah. But yo, I've worked with so many people and so many different kinds of artists that I think I'd love to work with all. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like a Java. I really fuck with Java's music. I don't even know how it would work, but I think it would work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You have to find
Oh, by the way, like you guys should listen to Duma Ramtombeni 66666. Very similar vibe, but he's just on another level. Like we Shang Sintu, and he's how he approaches soul music. He also does the conscious stuff. There's trap, there's piano. We do have a song, so it's called Ngedwa. I'll play for you guys, but yeah, that should be dropping soon. So probably by end of August, we should see Ngedwa drop.
Okay.
Heavy fire tune, and also, who would I work with, man? Damn, I don't like working with rappers too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now it becomes more about who can out rap who. Yeah.
No longer the art.
Like people have their own thing because they also like they push me to have my own thing, because I feel like when you work with artists that actually challenge you to be the best version of you, you actually unlock a lot of your hidden potential, in terms of, I'm not focused on out rapping somebody or doing what they do better than them. I want to do me better than I've ever done it before. Makes sense.
Yeah. Focusing on the art.
So the question was, what would you say to like Indwana or even the ladies, the younger generation that want to come up in rap? Some word of advice, because I know it seems a bit tough, especially when you starting out.
Yeah.
It seems like it's an industry. It's very easy for you to get discouraged. Yeah, I just wanted to hear from your side, what words of motivation you can say to the kids.
Yeah.
You can just drop handles where they can reach you at.
So what I will say is, I think, especially if you love music, is have a passion for music, man, and do it consistently. Don't stop. To be honest, don't stop. Don't stop. Don't doubt yourself. I think we basically all doomed to make that mistake. We're all doomed to make similar mistakes, but to my tanda riding, like we push, like don't stop. Yeah, that's basically my advice. Is like don't stop, man.
Cool. All right, bro. So in closing, maybe you can give us your Instagram handles, social media handles, and any projects that you might be working on.
Yeah. So anybody where they can find me, Ndabezimnandi, you can Google me, man. But it would be on all socials. It would be Ndabezimnandi. We'll have it on the screen. And also be on the lookout for what would be Killer Boy K, DOX, Dumagam Tumbe Niwagiti. There's a project that we also just did with DJ Switch. It's called Above Water. Stream that shit. And lots to come, man. There's compilation projects from other producers as well. So there'll be probably a ton of verses, and should be the catalyst that then starts this whole thing again, and then we'll be back in the streets.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for the time.
Are you gonna leave me, dog?
Yeah, the stage is yours, OG.
Nah, come back, bro.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Nah. I think maybe best thing that we can do is just I can hit you guys with just a verse.
Okay.
Yeah. Ndabezimnandi. Awkhululeka wena khululu. Basekuvela thina shumqa intuthu. They take shots but we bulletproof. I got receipts, man, I got the proof. I've been on the road like the dynamite, deep proof. Dudes, I took a couple L's, but I swear I never lose. Hlaling peters on me, that's just how a nigga move. Yikho bathi push up, kumele uvuke push.
Watermelon, how you hard on the outside but soft on the inside? Watermelon, how you hard